Breaking news! We have a lot to discuss after our last matchup, and what a game that was, my friends. But since it's not all sunshine and roses, we have some not-so-pleasant news. I'll give you all the details, but first make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. We have some important stuff to talk about, and you'll want to stay informed. Okay, here's the scoop. We'll be without one of our key special teams players for a while. Defensive back Micah Abernathy is expected to miss significant time due to a knee injury he suffered in our big win over the Carolina Panthers. This is a tough loss, especially considering Abernathy has been a standout on special teams this season. He got hurt on punt coverage in the first quarter and was seen on crutches with a knee brace after the game. Head coach Raheem Morris confirmed that Abernathy's absence will be felt, especially on special teams, where he has played 70% of the snaps so far this season. He's had 3 tackles and has been a real impact player on the special teams unit. Coach Morris praised Abernathy's contributions, calling him a key factor, and acknowledged that it will be a challenge to replace him. However, he also gave us some hope, mentioning that special teams coordinator Marcus Williams has a plan and the versatility of the roster will help cover in Abernathy's absence. Now, Abernathy wasn't the only Falcons player dealing with an injury in the secondary. Safety Justin Simmons was questionable to return late in the game with a hamstring issue, but thankfully Coach Morris assured us that Simmons will be fine. His exit was more of a precautionary move than anything serious. We're also still waiting on safety DeMarco Hellams, who has been on injured reserve since the preseason with a leg injury. Coach Morris gave us an update, saying he's still a few weeks away from returning, which means we'll need to rely on some of our other guys to step up. Fortunately, the Falcons have some depth in the secondary. Kevin King is a veteran who can play safety, and with proven players like Jesse Bates III, Richie Grant, and Simmons, the team feels confident in its back-end defense. It's clear that while Abernathy hasn't played a single defensive snap this season, his role on special teams has been crucial, and his absence will be a major challenge. But knowing how resilient our team is, I have no doubt we'll find a way to keep moving forward. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? How do you feel about the impact of Abernathy's injury on special teams? Do you think our depth in the secondary will hold up in the coming weeks? Now, let's dive into something everyone is talking about, Kyle Pitts and his effort on the field. So, let's set the stage. The Falcons pulled out a win, and by the numbers, it was a good day for Kyle Pitts. He finished with 70 yards receiving and made a big catch, despite the focus on our running game. But here's the thing, what everyone is talking about isn't the yards or that explosive catch. No, it's what happened on a crucial third down that has fans and analysts excited. Picture this, Kirk Cousins is under pressure with a full blitz coming his way. He manages to float the ball toward the back of the end zone, giving Pitts a chance to go up and make a tough catch. But instead of going all in, it seemed like Pitts gave up on the play. He slowed down, and the ball sailed harmlessly out of the back of the end zone. The broadcast team couldn't help itself, calling Pitts out for what appeared to be a lack of effort. Now, this isn't the first time Pitts' motor has been called into question. Even dating back to his rookie season, there have been times when it seemed like he lost interest mid-play, giving up on routes or slowing down before the play was over. This time, though, it was even more frustrating because we were so close to scoring. And this is where it gets tricky. We know Kyle Pitts has star potential, but when his quarterback, Kirk Cousins, is doing everything he can to keep the play alive, you have to give him a chance. Especially in a scoring situation. That's why you're seeing Cousins build chemistry faster with guys like Drake London and Darnell Mooney, players who never give up on a play and are always fighting for that extra yard or to make something happen. So what does this mean for Pitts? Well, all eyes will be on him next week when the Falcons take on Seattle. Will he respond with the kind of effort and focus that fans and coaches are looking for? It's going to be a big moment for him, and hopefully he'll use this criticism as fuel to come back stronger and more determined. But what do you think, Falcons fans? Is Kyle Pitts' effort something to be concerned about, or is this just a bump in the road for the young tight end? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Now let's talk about Terrell. He just snapped a massive 37-game streak without an interception in last Sunday's win over the Carolina Panthers. That's right, after more than a year without a pick, Terrell finally got his hands on the ball, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Let me paint the picture for you. The Falcons were holding a slim 28-20 lead in the fourth quarter with just 11 minutes remaining. The Panthers were pushing hard, and it looked like they needed a big play to change the momentum. Enter Terrell. Panthers quarterback Andy Dalton threw a pass over the middle intended for tight end Ian Thomas, but Terrell read the play perfectly, jumped the route, and came down with the interception, his first since Week 17 of the 2021 season. Talk about a late rush. Terrell said it felt great to finally make a big play for his team. "It's about time," he said after the game. "Just knowing my key, seeing it, snapping the ball, and making a play, it took all 11 of us out there, but I'm happy to make something happen." And make something happen he did. His momentum carried him out of bounds, and he raced down the Panthers' sideline, cheered by his cheering teammates. It wasn't just a big moment for Terrell, it was a turning point for the entire defense. Defensive tackle Grady Jarrett called Terrell's pick a game-changer, and he wasn't wrong. On the next drive, our offense marched down the field, and Tyler Allgeier finished it off with a 2-yard touchdown run to extend the Falcons' lead. From there, it was all Atlanta. We forced a turnover on downs, added a field goal, and rookie cornerback Clark Phillips III sealed the deal with another interception. But it all started with Terrell's game-winning takeaway. Of course, our defense had some shaky moments early in the game. Carolina scored on 4 of its next 6 drives after our initial stop. But when the fourth quarter rolled around, we locked up. And a lot of that had to do with Terrell's interception setting the tone. Safety Justin Simmons said it best, a big pick by AJ that kind of set the tone, and then Clark closing it out was huge. Now, let's talk about Terrell's season thus far. After signing that massive 4-year, $81 million extension last August, Terrell has been under a lot of pressure to prove he's worth the investment. And while he's had some tough matchups, allowing 20 catches for 203 yards and a touchdown on 24 targets this season, he's still one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And Sunday's performance reminded everyone why. Terrell has faced some of the NFL's best wide receivers week in and week out. In Sunday's game, he was handed a touchdown by Panthers wide receiver Deontay Johnson, but he bounced back in style. That's what separates the good players from the great ones, the ability to shake off bad plays and step up when it matters most. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris, who was the defensive coordinator when we drafted Terrell, has made it clear that he believes Terrell is one of the best cornerbacks in the game. Whenever AJ gets his hands on the ball and makes those types of plays, that's what separates him from one of the best cornerbacks in the league to one of the elite, Morris said. "We feel like we have one of the elite, and that's why we're lucky to have him on our football team." And what about that contract? Terrell's 4-year deal came with $65.8 million guaranteed, the most ever paid to a cornerback on a 4-year deal. With that kind of money comes high expectations, but if Sunday's game is any indication, Terrell is more than capable of living up to them. Now, with his interception drought finally over, Terrell is focused on keeping up the momentum as the Falcons prepare to face the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday at 1 p.m. at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Can Terrell make a game-changing play 2 weeks in a row? Only time will tell, but you better believe he's up for the challenge. All right, Falcons Nation, what do you think? Has A.J. Terrell returned to his all-pro form? Can he keep up that level of play against Seattle? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any more news. Go Falcons!